Howdy folks, welcome back to SnowRunner on the Imandra map. I have things staged to do the star in the sky. First step is to get this caterpillar with its trailer down to that arrow indicator alongside the lake shore. I've had the suspension set on high because I was rambling over some rocks getting here, but I think I'm gonna change it back to low for now. Seems to keep the trailer more level with the truck. Well, let's get the camera right and get the first stage of this done. I thought about staging everything down here at the bottom, but you know, getting there is part of what you have to do. Now I did stage all that equipment without recording it, but everything was pretty close anyways. It only took me about half hour to stage that equipment there. So this will take care of the first stage. Drive to the airplane wreck. Stage completed. Now I just parked that. Let's see if I can maybe park it over there. I don't know. I'm going to leave it right where it is until... Is it blocking the road? Yeah, kinda. I'll pull it around the corner here a little bit. Just as long as I keep it off to the side. That looks like a dandy spot for it. It's on a lean, but ideally I'd have it on flat ground, but I can maybe move it later if I need to. What I need to do right now is quit screwing around with this truck and go back to the map. Hop in the triple axle here and go find the aircraft. That is the next stage. You have to deliver to the airport the airplane fragments, but you have to find them with the metal detector first. Now this thing I drug this, as I was coming down I saw this scout fuel trailer along the way and I threw a line on it and drug it down here. Turns out there was one closer than this one, which I probably should have brought down here instead of this one, but regardless of that, let's refuel. I'm not going to worry about the damage right now. because I'll probably just end up getting more damage as I run around looking for these aircraft parts. I know they're, well, I shouldn't say I know where they were. When I did this on the public test server, they were, you know, in one spot. Well, when I did the armored cars on the public test server, I thought I would know exactly where they are when it went to the live server. And then they weren't there on the live server. They moved them. So you could not have that advantage. You could not have that foreknowledge of, you know, being able to pinpoint them. And I spent a lot of time running around looking for them. But there was one alongside this side of the lake, one way down at the other end, and then one up there in the hills. You go through the little notch between the big boulders, and it was up around the corner to the left. At this point, I have no clue if they're going to be there or not. But they're down here somewhere. So we'll have to run around and take a look. It's probably going to mean circling the whole lake. There's certain areas here where it's going to be tough to get that crane through. Oh! Located one. Let me turn the camera and... Okay, that's probably on the other side of the lake. Because I don't see it down there. And in this view, it has the arrow pointing to the other side. So that'll probably have to get from the far side of the lake, which is different than before. So that one is in a different location between public test server and live server. And I don't know if I have to go get that one before it'll let me find the others. I would like to nail down where all three of them are. Holy moly. That was a lot of damage kicking up that piece of ice. So this thing will catch them from quite a ways away. I mean, if it was on the opposite side of the lake. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't do that. Like I say, there was one on that side of the lake, but it was up in the mountains. And there was another one on that side of the lake, but closer down to the sand. Then there was one down here all the way to the end. Should be getting close to it. No, 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 no. Ah. Still running. But I don't suppose there's a damn thing to hook onto. And the right there by the cabins is where I should have found it. Dang it. No, not a frickin' thing to catch on to. Son of a bitch, that's gonna make everything take longer. Now I'm gonna have to bring the crane down here. God dang, if there was just something to hook onto. I could have it over in 2 seconds if there was just something to hook onto. There's absolutely nothing within reach. Now I don't suppose operating the metal detector would cause it to flip. No, it won't stick out. If that projected out like it's supposed to, it might be enough to flip it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Nothing goes as planned. Well, since I'm in the crane, I might as well go pick up the one piece that I do for this. You have to make a separate trip to the airport for each piece of equipment. So that's 3 trips back and forth. I know there's some tight spots that the dual wheels on this thing might make it difficult to get through, but we'll deal with it. I thought sure it would just climb that rock, you know, just go up and over, no problem. We should be there. Yep, I can see it. Alright, let's put our anchors out and get this show on the road. Dang it, I closed functions. There we go. Well, this is the big part. Last time I did the big part last. Yeah, last time I did this big part last. I did the 2 wing sections first. I should have turned around before I picked this thing up. You know that? Seeing if I can spin it and get that engine section to kind of lodge under the boom, so it kind of follows along with me. And we'll see. May have to raise it up more to clear obstructions. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For right now, I got her. Activate anchors, and then close functions, and see if I can turn this thing around. You know what I need to do? Picture time. Print screen. There we go. That looks kind of cool. Oop. I'll lock the camera. There we go, so I can move the mouse cursor off the screen. The tail section must be hitting something. Yeah, it's gonna swing and bounce and float all over, and that's okay, as long as it gets on the truck without the crane tipping over. That's why I picked the, holy shit, 156 and 86 damage. That's why I picked the dual wheels for this task, so it would have more stability in the rear end. I think I want to change to the cat for a minute. That just fell on the ground as it detached the winch. But I want to get this in a better position to load that thing. Oh, don't do that. Fucking glitches. With the mods. You know, the mods give it all kinds of glitches. I don't want it into those rocks. I'm gonna have to swing it around and then straighten it out. It's hard to direct it when it's bouncing all over. I want it right here on this little plateau. Little shelf on the ice. If I can get the cat to swing around the right way while it's bouncing over rocks. And now bring it back in line with the trailer. Bring it ahead once more. I like that. I should have just done that in the first place and got it out of the way right off the bat. Okay. That's probably too far away to just do change truck. Holy shit. That almost bounced off into the lake. Ah, mods, man, I tell ya. I love them, but they have these weird tweaks. They do these weird glitchy things with the vanilla scenery and stuff. I think I just need to adjust it. I could grab the plane from right here, but the anchor wouldn't be... The anchor would be over the lake instead of on the ground. Let's do it from right here. See, if I'd positioned the truck correctly in the first place, I wouldn't be fucking around with this now. That's my brain not working right. Crane mode. Holy crap. That wigged out when I first tried to use it. Got it. Seems to be picking it up closer to the tail than it did before. I don't know, maybe not. That's fine. Bring up the anchors. Didn't tip over. If I'd got the truck position correctly in the first place, I wouldn't have to be picking up the plane twice. I was hoping to do this in one episode, but I'm almost half hour in for one aircraft part. going to bring the boom up and simultaneously run some cable out. That's a cool picture. That's a cool picture. Need to rotate it 180 degrees. I was dropping it down to let it swing under the boom, and it seemed to just pass right through it anyways. Let me get top down so I can try and see the positioning. Looks pretty good, except for maybe swinging it in a little bit. Center it over the trailer a little better. Let's run the cable out and see where it lands. I think that's close enough. It'll pack. Bring the anchors in, close the crane, restore the crane, and then run it up around the corner here a little bit. Hey, it's snowing. That's cool. Alright, I know I have to go that way to get the metal detector back on its wheels, but I'm going to get this piece of the aircraft to the airport. I should be close enough to do change truck. Or not. All it said was escape. Someone asked a question about, a subscriber asked a question about the tires, the wheels on this cat. He was playing on PS4 and he couldn't change the wheels. Okay, I'm on PC and the whole truck top to bottom is a mod. And the wheels are made by Quasi-Mayo or something like that. I know I'm butchering the name. But when you look at them in the list, it says, it'll say Monster Ice tires or Monster Mud tires or Monster Ice tires by Quasi. So they're part of the mod. And actually a lot of other mods are using this guy's wheels in their mods. But as far as I know, it only works on PC, so Oh, I completed... I don't need to go to the jobs. I completed aftermath of the hurricane, where there was all these points around here. I completed those by simply moving equipment from one place to the other. And I just drove across the points in the course of my travels. Well, I'll just go back up this road. And then around here. I have to skirt a pinch point right there. Right there, it's really, really tight. And then there's no way to get back down into that area until you go all the way around these rocks. So you can go up one side or the other. This is kind of tight right here too, but I think it'll make it. I made it going up. I wasn't loaded then, but I made it going up. Could be tight with the aircraft sitting on there. I mean, I know it's going to be tight. We might have to go around that pinch point. Off we go on the long drive. I'm half tempted to just cut out the drive and the long drive and just show delivering it at the airport. And then pick up again back with the crane after I come back. But no. You guys gotta get the full experience. Dove's made this part of the road so twisty. Frame twisters, that's what they are. Frame twisters. Only this thing has a lot of pivot in it. And there's that pinch point. You know, if I raised up the suspension, this thing would probably go right over that. But that big engine nacelle sticking out there would probably catch the rock and hang me up. And that's kind of what I'm worried about on the very last tight spot that we need to go through. There's where I would come across the ice if I ignored that pinch point. If I just went straight through that pinch point and came across the ice, coming out right there. And if I was hauling a normal load, I might just go on through. This is far from a normal load. Now if I want to avoid this pinch point, I have to go down over the boulders over there, I think, or... No, that wouldn't work either. I'd have to go way around. I believe I went through here last time on the public test server. But I just stuck on something. Hang on. That'll raise up the trailer and maybe give... I think it's hanging up on the trailer over here. See? Hitting the rock there. That's where it got stuck when the trailer hit the rock. A little winch, and we're on our way. That's outstanding. A little winch and we're off and running. We're home free now. Actually, I don't need to climb that hill. I can go through this way. Stay on the flat ground. And there's a few less trees to push over. These smaller trees you could push over without the mod that I'm using. You need the mod that I'm using to push over the big trees. Although you can still winch off of them, even though you're able to knock them down, you can still winch from them. They'll fall over when you attach your winch, but it will stay attached and it will still pull. So that's cool. Best of both worlds. You can knock them down and you can still winch from them. I'll refuel on the return trip. Come in this way so I can spin around. Alright, now it's picture time. Back to zoom out a little bit. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. Let's do cargo management. And which piece do we have? We have oh hell, I can't tell by that picture which piece we have. Just try the first one. No. Try the second one. There, we got it. Got it on the second one. We escape and go back. Very tight turns with this thing. Without the crane there, I could turn even tighter. And away we go. I'm at 42 minutes on this, so I'll probably end it with recovering the metal detector module, or if there's time I could recover the metal detector module and maybe find the next piece of the aircraft. But it's going to take what, 7-8 minutes to get this thing back there. Coming this way, I like to, of course, coming this way, I like to slip through here. And it gives me a more straight up the hill run at the hill. But of course with this big trailer it doesn't really work that way, because you have to allow for getting the ass end of the trailer around that tractor. There's our hill we gotta climb. And the big boulder halfway up. And I went up this before, it climbed that boulder alright. There she goes. Takes a minute to wind up that turbo and get the power on. I guess. But it does eventually go up the hill. check my course. Yeah, this is where I veered to the left and go up into the tree line. That's why there's tracks over there. Duh. I saw tracks to the left and tracks straight ahead. I thought this is probably where I make a change in course. But I have to check because my brain doesn't work right. I need a mint. See if I can get myself a mint without stopping the truck. Ha ha! Look at that. Drove one-handed so I could get a mint with the other hand. This is where if I just recorded picking up the aircraft and dropping off the aircraft, I would have a much shorter video. But you don't get the full experience. If I drive straight in there, I'm gonna probably have trouble turning it around. On the other hand, I could just back up when I need to go out. If I can't spin it around, I'll back it up. But for now, it is there, and I can get past it. Went from 42 minutes to 49 minutes. That is 7 minutes. I want to open functions, I want to start it and take the brake off. Turn the headlights on. I should be able to stick the outside tire over the water and still have the inside tire holding me up on certain spots. Well, but I don't want the front end to go in. The front end going in is a no-no. I don't see the truck yet, but I'm sure I'll find it eventually. Oh, it was way down there, wasn't it? Well, this isn't a complete waste of time because I will need the crane where the other... God dang. 52 and then 104 suspension damage. I will need the crane the next time I find an aircraft part. So there's the truck up ahead. So getting the crane down here isn't a complete waste of time. But God, it's hard to steer when it's bouncing over this unlevel terrain all the time. Alright, we got an opening right here where I can drag the truck back and then upright it. Oops, hit the rock a little. Hit the rock a lot. See if I can bring it straight back to me for a little ways. And then try to grab it by the center and drop it over. I know I've got the crane I can pick it up with, but that generally doesn't work any better than the winch. Unless the truck is in a spot down in a grotto or something where you really just can't do anything with it except pick it up. Now I'm going to try and grab it by the front and hopefully it'll pivot toward me. But I'm afraid it's going to pivot the wrong way. Let's try grabbing it by the middle. Unfortunately, I didn't get it by the middle. But you know what? That unintentional flip set it up perfect for doing this. Turn off the lights. Hop in the Freightliner. Turn on the lights. Try really hard not to dump it over again. Or put it in the lake. Whoops. It's trying to hit reverse and push down too hard. Okay. Now that I got it righted. Whoops, wrong button. I want to activate the metal detector module again. Yeah, this is where you do one of the jobs. You have to deliver that cabin way up in the middle of the map. It's called New Pool, and there's our other aircraft fragment. Outstanding. No? Dang, it's all over the place. Thought I saw something in the water there. Guess not. But of course I got a ton of damage from just rolling into the rock with no throttle on. So is this next one going to be over here on the opposite corner where it used to be? Or is it going to be up in the rocks where there used to be one fragment? I suspect they moved the one up in the rocks down to the lake, but I won't. But if I don't find it in the lake, I'll have to try up in that rocky gorge. No. You need to turn left. No. It keeps... It like dives for every obstruction. Jesus. Constantly fighting it to keep it from doing something I don't want it to do. Oh! Up on this side. Let's see where we're at. I'll have to close that, see where we're at. Ah! We did come all the way around. Just trying to get rid of that. So it must be up in there, yeah. I remember going through here and up like that and around. But in this view, it's not giving you the marker arrow. That's bullpucky. It's giving you the arrow here, but not in this view. Not for either one of them. The other one was right in here. Alright. Well, I'm at an hour 1, so I've got both the other pieces located, and I've got the crane already halfway down to that next piece. So we'll pick it up in the next one, right where we left off. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.